set variables, delta time, and event tick. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to change values of variables and how to execute more code. Understand what a frame is and what is frame rate. How to change fixed frame per second for your project. What is event tick and how to use it. In our previous lesson, you learned how to read the value stored in a variable. So basically, the value stored in the computer memory. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to change value and how to print the new value back to the screen. And also, we're going to practice how to use the append node together with the print string node. Open your first-person template project, create an actor called bp_cube, and drag it into the game level. Open the bpcube blueprint class. This is what we did yesterday. So we use the event begin play, connect to a print string node, and we also created a new greetings variable, which is a string, and we set the default value to hello hello again and feed it into the input pin of the print string node. And once it's done, we go to our gameplay and start gameplay. Hello hello again will be printed to the screen. Let me start over. First, let's delete these nodes and drag new greetings into the event graph. Get new greetings. This is how we get the variable. And then we can drag from this pin, print string. You can also do it by drag from this execution pin. Or you can right click on the empty workspace here, print string. They all work the same, and then connect them together. Alright, now let me show you how to change the value of this variable. We are not coming here to change the default value. We are going to change the value during the gameplay. So when the code is running, how are we going to do that? Drag new greetings into the event graph, let it go, and select set new greetings. This is the node we need in order to change the value. You can enter your new value into this text box. For example, I'm the new value. How are you? Let's connect them together. So this is for changing the value. So we still want to print it to the screen. Then we can see the change. You can drag either of this pin to print string again. Drag this variable one more time into the event graph and get the value. Connect to this input pin. And let's change the duration to 10 seconds. Change this to 10 seconds as well. Now, compile, run. You see, hello, hello again was the old value. This is the new value. Now, let's learn another node, the append node for print string. Click on this in-string pin, drag it out, search for append, on the utility string, there is a append, and the new greetings, the variable pin is disconnected automatically. It doesn't matter. Let's move it. What I want you to do is in this A box, enter. This is the default value. And connect the variable to the B pin here. Let's do the same to this print string node. Enter. This is the new value. And let's move this here. Connect to the B pin. Let's change this color to red. Let me show you the result first, okay? You notice that? So before the value of the variable, there was some actual text. What we did was pretty simple. We just insert a append node in between. So before print out the new greetings to the screen, it will print this text from the A box first. Of course, you can also change it like this. And let me compile and play. So basically, it first will print out the value and then the appended text. Alright, what is a frame? A frame is a still image of a video game or animation. For you to better understand that, let's play a YouTube video frame by frame. To play a YouTube video frame by frame, you need to first pause the video and then use the dot key and the comma key to play the video frame by frame, forward or backward. Here we go. Play the video, pause the video, use the dot or period key. Now we can play forward frame by frame, and use the comma key, you can play backwards. This is how you do it. Frames per second, FPS, also called frame rate, update rate, or burst rate. It means how many frames or still images played per second. There are some common FPS examples like movies normally plays at 24 frames per second. And video games, well, it depends from 1 FPS to 200, 500. It completely depends on how powerful your computer is. Now, to learn developing games in any game engine, not only in Unreal Engine, other engines the same, Unity, Godot, you need to learn a very important concept, delta time, often called delta seconds. Delta time, delta seconds basically means how much time or how many seconds have passed since the previous frame was rendered until the current frame is rendered. Well, suppose we have this little man walking to the right and our game is running 3 frames per second, and this is the frame 1, frame 2, frame 3. So delta time, delta seconds basically are the time between these frames. When you create a new blueprint class in the event graph, you might see multiple events here. Apart from begin play, there might be something else. And there is one called event tick. If you delete it already, you can right click and find it back. Event tick. And the event tick node provides an output pin, which outputs the delta seconds. It's a float type. I want to print out these delta seconds. So drag the execution pin and print string. We can directly connect the delta seconds to this input pin of the print string, but I want to use the append node. So drag this out, search for append. In the A-box, this is the actor delta second. And I want you to connect the delta seconds to the B pin. It will automatically add a converter, which converts the float type to the string type, so we can print it out. Okay, let's compile and play. Now, every frame, it print this text to our screen. This is the actor delta seconds 0.01 seconds. Now you might ask why the delta seconds is 0.01 seconds. Well, if you look at my frame rate, FPS, it's around 100. So 100 times 0.01, just 1 second, right? If I change my FPS to a lower value by going to Edit, Project Settings, and search for Fixed, I actually set a limit of my frame rate to 100. If I change it back to 50, close it, you'll notice that my delta seconds has changed into 0.02. Multiplied by 50, that's 1 second, right? However, we can actually change the delta seconds for this actor, for this blueprint class. How do we do that? Let's stop the gameplay, go back. Now click on BP Cube here. Let's click on Class Defaults and search for tick. Hover your mouse cursor on top of tick interval seconds, by default 0. So what does it mean? This is the parameters we can configure. This is the frequency in seconds at which this tick function will be executed. If it's less than or equal to 0, then it will tick every frame. So every frame is a tick. We can change it into 1, for example. And then I will compile and let's run it again. We got around 1.02. Now it's rounded into 1. So this is a kind of rough number. Sometimes it can be a little bit smaller than 1 second. Sometimes it can be a little bit more. Anyway, Unreal Engine rounded to 1.0. Should be 1.02, something like that. But anyway, you get the idea. Because we changed the tick interval into 1 second, means every 1 second it will tick once. It will render 1 frame. So of course, the delta seconds will be around 1 second. Now let's change it back. Stop the game. Reset to default. Compile. Oh, we save it as well. We can also disable the tick event. So just stop, uncheck this. Compile and run it again. There's no tick event anymore. Alright. Let's reset the setting, compile, and save. So you see the delta seconds or the tick event can be configured per actor, per blueprint class. Apart from the actor delta seconds, there's also world delta seconds. This world delta seconds is for the whole world, the game world, for the whole game. Normally, they are the same, but the world delta seconds can be changed as well, just like how we can change the delta seconds for an actor. Let me show you how to print out the world delta seconds. Let's use another print string. And right click, we can get world delta seconds. I want to add an append node as well. This is the world delta seconds. Okay, compile, play. Now, both the actor delta seconds and the world delta seconds are printed out. They are the same. Alright, we have been having fun with the event tick. So, event tick is the event called every frame, if ticken is enabled for that actor, of course. And you also know how to print out delta seconds for the actor, and how to change the fixed FPS for the project, how to disable and enable ticking for the actors, and you also learn how to change the tick interval. At last, you've learned how to get the world delta seconds. And that is all for this lesson. Tick, tick, tick by default. Every tick is every frame. And you need to use event tick with caution. What does that mean? If you use event tick to run your code, it can cause heavy workload for your computer and performance issue for your game. Alright, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.